Picture this. It's a Tuesday morning. You wake up, reach for your phone, dead. You plug it in, nothing. You think it's the charger, it's not. You head to your car, dashboard won't light up, engine won't turn. You check your neighbor's driveway, their car is dead too. You walk to the corner store, it's closed. Sign on the door, no deliveries, no inventory, closed until further notice. You pull out your laptop, news sites are barely loading. The ones that do have the same headline: China has blockaded Taiwan. And just like that, the world you woke up in no longer exists. This isn't science fiction. This is the actual cascading collapse that happens when one island 100 miles off the coast of China goes dark. Let me take you inside what the first 72 hours look like, then the first month, then the first year, and then I'll show you why almost nobody in power wants you thinking about this. Taiwan is 13,000 square miles, smaller than Maryland, population 24 million. But inside Taiwan, in the city of Hsinchu, sits a factory complex that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, producing something the entire planet depends on, but almost nobody understands: advanced semiconductors. Not the cheap ones in your toaster, the bleeding-edge 3-nanometer chips that power artificial intelligence, missile systems, your smartphone, and every modern car on the road. The company is called TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. And here's the part that should terrify you. TSMC makes over 90% of the world's most advanced chips. Not 50%, not 70%, 90%. Apple doesn't make iPhone chips, they design them. TSMC makes them. Nvidia doesn't make AI chips, they design them. TSMC makes them. Qualcomm, AMD, almost every major tech company on Earth, same story. They design, Taiwan manufactures. Now ask yourself, what happens when that factory goes offline? Not because of an earthquake, not because of a labor strike, because Chinese warships have surrounded the island and nothing gets in or out. Let's rewind. How did we get here? In the 1980s, a man named Morris Chang had a wild idea. Instead of every tech company building their own expensive chip factories, what if one company did it for everyone? He called it a foundry model. You design the chip, we'll make it. It was brilliant, it was efficient, and it created the most dangerous single point of failure in human history. Because Morris Chang didn't build his factories in California or Germany or Japan, he built them in Taiwan, his homeland. And for decades, it worked beautifully. TSMC became the best in the world. Their technology leapfrogged everyone. Intel couldn't keep up. Samsung couldn't keep up. By 2020, TSMC was untouchable. But there was always a shadow hanging over this miracle. A shadow with 1.4 billion people and the world's largest military: China. Here's what China has said, publicly, on record. Taiwan is a renegade province. It belongs to the People's Republic of China. Reunification is inevitable, and if Taiwan resists, force will be used. This isn't a secret. Xi Jinping has said it. Chinese generals have said it. Their official policy documents say it. The only question is when. US intelligence estimates it could happen as early as 2027. Some analysts say sooner. And the moment it happens, a clock starts ticking. Hour zero. China launches the blockade. Not an invasion, not yet, just a naval cordon. No ships in, no planes out. They call it a reunification enforcement operation. International condemnation is immediate. The UN Security Council holds an emergency session. China vetoes any resolution. Russia abstains. The US scrambles the 7th Fleet. But here's the thing about a blockade: it works fast. Taiwan imports 98% of its energy. No ships means no oil, no natural gas. Power grids start rationing within 48 hours. TSMC's factories require uninterrupted electricity.
These aren't normal factories. The machines inside are the most precise instruments humanity has ever built. A single power fluctuation ruins months of production. The fabs shut down, not by choice, by necessity, and the global supply chain begins to collapse.
Day 3. Apple's supply chain managers are in crisis meetings. They have 70 days of chip inventory, maybe 80 if they ration. After that, no new iPhones. But it's not just Apple. Car manufacturers start halting production. A single missing chip means the whole vehicle is useless. Ford's plant in Detroit goes idle. Toyota's factory in Japan stops mid-shift. Nvidia's stock drops 30% in a single day. The AI boom everyone was betting on? It just hit a wall. Medical device companies start sounding alarms. MRI machines, ventilators, insulin pumps, they all need chips. Hospitals are told to conserve equipment. Elective surgeries are postponed. And this is just day 3. Week 2. The US announces sanctions on China. China retaliates by dumping $200 billion in US Treasury bonds. Interest rates spike. Mortgage rates hit 10%. The stock market is in free fall. Your 401k has lost 40% of its value. But here's where it gets personal. You go to buy a new phone. Sold out. Everywhere. The ones available? Listed on eBay for $5,000. Your car's check engine light comes on. You take it to the mechanic. We can diagnose it, he says, but we can't fix it. No replacement parts. No idea when we'll get any. You go to the grocery store. Shelves are half empty. Not because there's no food, because the trucks that deliver food run on chips. Fleet management systems are down. Logistics networks are frozen. The economy isn't slowing, it's seizing. Month 1. China hasn't fired a shot. They don't need to. Taiwan is running out of food, running out of medicine. The population is scared. Protests erupt in Taipei. Some want to fight, others want to surrender. The government is paralyzed. Meanwhile, the US is facing an impossible choice. Option 1, go to war with China, a nuclear power, over an island most Americans couldn't find on a map 6 months ago. Option 2, let Taiwan fall. Watch China control 90% of the world's advanced chip production, and hope they're generous with access. There is no option 3. The president addresses the nation. We stand with Taiwan, he says. But standing is different from fighting. Everyone knows it. And in Beijing, Xi Jinping waits.
Here's the part nobody talks about. If the US does intervene, if the 7th Fleet moves into the Taiwan Strait, we're not talking about a quick surgical strike. We're talking about the most dangerous military confrontation since World War II. China has spent 20 years preparing for this exact scenario. They've built anti-ship missiles designed to sink aircraft carriers. They've militarized islands in the South China Sea. They've got hypersonic weapons the US can't intercept. And if shooting starts, TSMC's factories are the first target. Not by China, by Taiwan. Yes, Taiwan itself. Because here's the nightmare logic. If China takes the island, they take the fabs. They control the global chip supply. They become untouchable. So Taiwan has a plan, a scorched earth plan. If invasion is imminent, destroy the factories, blow them up, make sure Beijing gets nothing. TSMC is Taiwan's greatest asset. It's also their doomsday device. Let me take you back in time. Arab oil embargo. OPEC cuts off supply to the West. Gas lines stretch for miles. Economies crater. It was a wake-up call. The world learned never depend on a single region for critical resources. We diversified. Strategic reserves, alternative suppliers, energy independence became national policy. Now look at semiconductors. We did the opposite. We concentrated everything in one place, one island, one company. Why? Because it was cheap, because it was efficient, because TSMC was so good that no one wanted to compete. And now we're paying the price for that convenience. Except the bill hasn't come due yet. We're still in the grace period. The window where we can say, this might happen instead of this is happening. But that window is closing. Month 6, in our scenario. Taiwan has fallen, not through invasion, through exhaustion. The blockade worked. No food, no power. The government negotiated reunification. China calls it peaceful. The rest of the world calls it coercion. But the result is the same. TSMC is now under Beijing's control. And here's where the leverage begins. China announces a new policy. Any country that wants access to advanced chips must agree to certain conditions. Trade concessions, diplomatic recognition, technology sharing. It's not an embargo, it's a hostage negotiation. The European Union signs immediately. They need chips for their auto industry. Japan holds out for 2 weeks, then folds. Their economy can't survive without semiconductors. The US refuses, tries to build its own manufacturing base, but the Arizona TSMC plant is years away from full production. Intel is struggling. Startups are underfunded. Meanwhile, China is shipping chips, selectively, strategically. Your phone works if you buy the approved brands. Your car runs if it's made by companies that comply. And slowly, quietly, the global economy reorganizes around Beijing. This is what leverage looks like. You might be thinking, this sounds extreme. This sounds paranoid. Let me tell you about a phone call. In 2022, a senior Pentagon official called the CEO of a major US defense contractor. The question was simple. If Taiwan goes down, how long until our missile systems stop working? The answer was 4 months. 4 months until the US military runs out of chips for guided munitions. This isn't theoretical. This is documented. This is real. The Department of Defense has publicly stated that US national security depends on Taiwan. Not metaphorically, literally. And if the Pentagon is worried, you should be too. Here's the tragedy. We saw this coming. In 2020, the pandemic exposed semiconductor vulnerabilities. Car companies couldn't get chips, prices spiked, factories closed. Governments promised change. The US passed the CHIPS Act, $52 billion to build domestic production. Europe launched its own program. So did Japan. But here's the problem. Building a semiconductor fab takes 5 years, minimum. And even then, you're competing with TSMC, who's had a 30-year head start. Intel tried. They're billions over budget and years behind schedule. Samsung tried. Same story. Because making advanced chips isn't like making cars. You can't just throw money at it. You need expertise, institutional knowledge, a supply chain so complex it involves thousands of companies across dozens of countries. TSMC has that. Nobody else does. And time is running out. So what happens next? Real world, not the scenario, right now. China is watching. They see the US distracted by wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. They see Europe weak. They see Taiwan isolated. They see an opportunity. Xi Jinping is 71 years old. He wants reunification as his legacy, and he's running out of time too. Every military analyst I've read says the same thing. The risk is highest in the next 5 years. Not because China wants war, but because they want Taiwan. And the longer they wait, the harder it gets. Meanwhile, your life runs on chips made 100 miles from the Chinese coast. Your phone, your car, your money, your nation's security. All of it balanced on an island that could go dark at any moment. Here's what I can't stop thinking about. We built a world where convenience eclipsed security, where efficiency killed resilience. We outsourced everything to the cheapest, fastest option, and now the cheapest, fastest option is a geopolitical time bomb. And the worst part, we knew. The engineers knew, the economists knew, the generals knew, but nobody wanted to pay the cost of diversification. Nobody wanted to spend extra. Nobody wanted to wait longer. So we didn't. And now we're here, dependent, vulnerable, hoping that politics don't override economics, hoping that China blinks first, hoping that Taiwan survives. Hoping. I'll leave you with this. There's a reason TSMC's founder, Morris Chang, said in 2021, geopolitically, Taiwan is in a very dangerous situation. He wasn't speculating. He built the danger. He knows exactly how fragile this is. And he's right. So the next time you unlock your phone, think about where it came from. Think about the island that made it possible. And ask yourself, what happens when that island is gone? Because one day, maybe soon, we're going to find out. And the world that wakes up that morning will be very, very different from the one we're living in now.